Hey, what's up, St. Louis? Comedian Javon Bibbs here. Hey, look, yesterday I just tried to make a shrimp St. Paul from scratch. It didn't work out. My bread was falling apart. 5 pieces of shrimp just fell right up out my sandwich. I didn't know if you were supposed to boil the eggs up, scramble them. I ain't never made those shrimp St. That was just God telling me, you know what? You got to go back home. So I will be back home Friday night, September 1st at the all-new Laugh Lounge Comedy Club with my comedy show, Class Clowns. Right now we have advanced tickets available. The tickets are 2 for $35, or you can get 1 ticket for $20, or you can just pay $25 at the door. Either way, we want to see you there. And if you want to reserve tables or the tickets, make sure you call 314-578-5115. And remember, you are now rocking with the best. Class Clowns. See y'all soon, St. Louis. I'm Javon Bibbs. Peace out. Hey, what's up, St. Louis? Comedian Javon Bibbs here. Hey, look.
Welcome back. We are back with the Game of Thrones review podcast. Everybody's here. So we got everybody here.
Gang's all here.
Yeah, everybody's here. So let's go and jump right on in. Everybody's initial thoughts before we go on into like different areas. Any initial thoughts?
It was an exciting episode. A lot of the predictions we had, I think, came true. I am really irritated with this whole strategy, though, of trying to convince Cersei, but we can talk about that later when we get to that scene.
Yeah, overall, I liked the episode. It was a lot of fun. I always like the let's bring a team together to accomplish the task vibe. That
like
was
the
great.
Avengers feel.
Yeah, the start of it where they're all like just shooting the shit as they're walking through the snow was very entertaining. That was a lot of fun. The ending was great. I have some, like Raven, I think I've got some issues with the overall strategy that's going on. And I think sometimes because they've shortened things, they're sort of having to have the characters make choices that aren't necessarily logical or based in any reason whatsoever, as far as I can tell, just for purposes of moving the story forward. But I can accept that given what we're getting out of it. I think it's fun.
I love Tormund all episode. Like everything he did was great, and even I thought he died later on in the episode. I physically got sick.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it met our expectations for the penultimate episode for every season. Yeah. They kind of put their foot in each one of those episodes, and I think it met our expectations. I didn't. Well, I'm sure we'll go through it in more detail later on. There are a couple things I didn't like just because I'm an asshole, but.
Yeah, I think it was a great episode. I don't think it was as good as Battle of the Bastards. Like some people that saw the bootleg before, it's like, man, it's better than Battle of the Bastards. Like, this was a good episode, but this wasn't Battle of the Bastards episode though.
Yeah, Battle of the Bastards.
Battle of the Bastards had you like the scene where Jon and the whole wildlings and everyone he got, and they're sitting in that circle, and they just coming right at him with the pikes and the shields, and just getting like that was like intense.
Yeah.
Like I don't think there's no other scene that was that more intense, and that was the whole episode was that battle. They didn't go anywhere else. They didn't do anything else.
Yeah, the
was
scope of that was so big.
Yeah.
I think they attempted to make it that intense. It's just that as a viewer, we just didn't buy into it. It's like they're surrounded by White Walkers on a frozen island, and no one knows they're there but Dany. But you're like, I mean, something's going to happen. Like they're not all get murdered here. So at this point in the series, you're like...
But in Battle of the Bastards, you was like, anybody can... You was like, torment anybody that was in that circle was going...
Yeah, it was early enough in the game that anything could have gone. It's like, at the point we're watching this episode, we're like, there are 9 episodes left. There's not enough people left.
They can't randomly kill off.
Well, that and like how many times now have Dany's dragon saved the day? Like it's like sort of anticlimactic now. I mean, I guess it's somewhat
Well, it's a
exciting.
dragon.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't
It's kind
agree.
of like it was predictable though.
If a dragon came
You
in
knew
right
she
now and
was
stopped me
coming.
from burning myself on the kitchen sink, like I would be happy.
Yeah.
Because dragons are awesome. Always. They're never not awesome.
I like that you brought up Battle of the Bastards too, though, because and he's involved in a lot of the most exciting stuff on the show. But between the most recent episode, which I'm blanking on the name if I even knew it in the first place,
Beyond the North.
yeah,
It's like Beyond the North.
Beyond the Wall,
Beyond the Wall, Beyond the North, or something like that. Yeah.
but Frozen Island zombie battle and Battle of the Bastards. Jon Snow is just terrible strategically. He is absolutely bad. I mean, he is just the worst at it.
But you gotta think he's the youngest though too, so it's like he's not. If this was Rob, it may be, even though Rob wasn't politically as maybe astute as John, because he kind of. And maybe he's not. Maybe he's just more
that politically.
You know what?
He got murdered by his own guys.
And you know what? He just may be more lucky than Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Rob maybe is still smarter.
Man, yeah, no, absolutely, clearly. John, the story of Jon Snow is more impressive than actually watching Jon Snow in any of those instances. Like when you
It's like when you read a history book, and you just like you see that they invented
they're like, oh,
something.
he killed a White Walker. He became the head of the Night's Watch. He was a bastard. Like he became king of the North. He walked back over he
Came back from the dead.
Yeah,
Like,
he came back from the dead. Yeah, you're like, oh, this guy's gangster. You watch it like, it was all predictable. Like he made mistakes along the way.
Every
he's just
single
gonna
fight, like he
fumbling through.
stops and like gets in his feelings, and like we watch him just sort of stand there and watch people die. Like, and it happens in every single fight scene. That
And
has.
he gives up in every single fight.
Yes.
Like, there's a moment you're looking at John, and John's like, fuck it.
but he also goes rogue too much too. It seems like where it's like we need to kind of stay like close, and he'll just go like, "I got this," like, and he'll just go out kind of on his own.
Yeah, he's and I like the character. I find him entertaining as a character. I like the actor. I know a lot of people have problems with Kit Harington. I think he does a pretty good job.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I've read a lot of places that people don't like him as Jon Snow. I like him, but I'm a little worried that like Jon Snow is the hero because he's the hero.
Yeah.
Kind of like Luke Skywalker in the first Star Wars. That like Luke was the hero because he's the hero.
Not because it was made for him. Like it wasn't like you saw his journey to become the hero. You just knew he was the hero.
Yeah, and it's just kind of he keeps like at the end, he gets dragged underwater and he's clearly sinking, and that water had to be like,
Negative 100.
freezing.
Negative
Yeah,
100.
also, that lake would have been frozen fucking solid.
Yeah.
At that point. Like that, like it had not been warm enough. That was
But the
thing
heat
about
with
the
the battle though could have maybe with all those people
But
running
it
around.
broke
Well,
immediately.
the dragon blowing fire into it too. Probably.
And that would have melted it. But I'm saying that the reason they had to call the dragon in the first place is because when they were running from the White Walkers, they started seeing that the lake started breaking apart. And I'm saying that it was cold enough that, I mean, the Mississippi, a flowing river will freeze over enough for you to walk on.
Yeah.
This is a lake. It's static. I mean, so...
It's this that's like stationary basically, so it's not flowing. So
Yeah, that bothers me. It's like there's no way this lake is still that
they've
fragile.
They've had a couple of unconvincing water scenes. I mean, Jamie should have died too in that.
Yeah, in his armor.
All right, well let's start at the smaller parts of the plot. Let's go to Winterfell with Sansa and Arya, and they're back and forth.
That's actually my favorite storyline right now because it's the only thing right now that's unpredictable to me and still keeping the show exciting and intriguing.
So y'all think Sansa is basically like a psychopath at this point? Like
I don't. I thought I thought so before this episode. Sansa redeemed herself. Like I thought.
not Sansa. I mean Arya.
Oh,
Arya is psychopath.
Oh yeah, no, she's always been crazy. Yeah, no, she's really crazy. Like someone should have sex with her because they would love it. That's that crazy girl sex. It'd be great.
They said the crazy girl.
but I mean, I started to hate Dany and Sansa over the course of the season because I thought the writers were making them more catty than required. But Sansa, when she stood up to Arya, she's like, "Look, I mean, I was a kid. I was at some place with a bunch of strangers. They chopped my father's fucking head off. They bring me to a room and was like, yo, write this letter. I wrote the letter. Was it a mistake? Absolutely. But I got the fuck out of there." And Arya was playing this this greater than thou, holier than thou, position.
Well, I would have died.
Right. It's like, you were there. So did you run and save Father?
That was my favorite line in the whole thing.
Yeah, like.
And remember, she cut her hair and everything though because of that for not to think she was a boy. Mm-hmm. So like, you did a lot of extreme stuff to get away. It wasn't just like, I just ran.
Yeah.
What I don't get about Arya is, okay, so she did all the faceless man training. She learned all about how to imitate people and use the magic or whatever it is that allows them to do that.
She was only a 1L though. Like for both of you all that are lawyers here, she's a 1L though. She didn't finish her training.
Yeah,
so she yeah. So like think about it's a 1L
all the way.
Yeah.
But a big part of that is learning how to manipulate people.
Yeah.
And she's so clearly being manipulated.
Right.
And it seems like she's just jumping in with both feet instead of being like, yeah, Littlefinger's probably fucking with me.
Or maybe she is trying to like play some kind of game.
Yeah, I think she may be smarter than we're seeing, and maybe she does realize that Littlefinger is the one that set all this up, especially with the scene between her and Sansa where Sansa says, don't you see that this is what Cersei wants? She would want us fighting.
Yeah.
And I would think that, if anything else, that should make Arya realize, well, I did find this in Littlefinger's room. Somebody definitely set this up to cause some, issues between us. And maybe she needs to go along with this plan that Littlefinger is setting up and making it seem like she does have issues with Sansa now, because if she wanted to, she could have killed her. And she didn't.
Yeah, but it's her sister, though. I mean, like, if you have a list to kill people of what they did to your family, you're kind of an ass if you kill your sister just because under duress she wrote a letter that you wouldn't have approved of. I mean, if that's the case, then all my sisters would be dead. They've at least texted something I didn't approve of. At a minimum.
That's kind of my point. Like to say, the beef is really not as serious as I think she's trying to make it seem. And I'm just really hoping that there is some strategy behind what she's doing.
She's also a kid too. I mean, like
we can't really give them an excuse. Though.
You can though.
She's like teenage now. She's like 18. Arya's like 18 now.
But I'm saying, the simple fact that she had this really traumatic experience of seeing her father executed. She was on the run. She somehow got introduced to an assassin. Yeah, who helped her train to be an assassin. Then she rides around with the Hound, who's a fucktard the entire time to her. I mean, like, she's had some real traumatic experiences. Mm-hmm. Like getting to having to. She has, I think, at a minimum, we could say she's in a position where she's forced to trust people who she doesn't necessarily think their interests fully align with hers, but she still has to trust them because she doesn't have a way from just an existential perspective. Yeah. And I think dealing with that's a difficult thing to deal with as an adult, as an 18-year-old. Like,
and it's so funny is that really she doesn't know Sansa, period, anymore. Yeah. That's a stranger now.
They don't know each other.
Yeah, like Arya really is like the person like on some Drake shit, like no friends. Like I have no friends.
Yeah.
No new friends. Like she doesn't have any.
Clearly distant from each other, like going back.
Even then though, but I'm saying now they really don't know each other. Right. She's still mad about Gendry, and she knew him just a couple of months. Mm-hmm. And she cared for him more than she does her own sister.
Yeah. I guess, too, like, she could be trying to manipulate Sansa.
I was thinking the same thing, though. Like, to flip her, like, hey, and when she gave her the slip, I was thinking, like, yeah, I got this from your boy. Just want you to know, this came from him. Mm. So, what you think? What do you think this was, though? What you think this was just accidental that he found out? Only the Maester's only one that had, and he kept it.
Yeah,
but it's interesting though that she didn't bring up because I don't get the impression that Sansa trusts Littlefinger. I think she's girl at the bar in him. It's like, well, yeah, I'll let you buy. I know you're interested. I'll let you buy me drinks. I'll let you buy exactly. I'll let you bring up.
Hey, that's a good analogy. That is a good analogy. The girl at the bar.
I know you want to hit. I'll let you keep your men here for a second just in case shit pop off. But I didn't get the impression that Sansa was reciprocating that interest.
But Arya also opened up her ego of it. She's like the men of the Vale won the battle. No, they didn't win the battle. They just came in on the back end after most of the dirty work was done. No one just helped out with a couple, but like a little bit more.
They saved that battle.
They didn't. She said the men of the Vale won the battle. They ain't win the battle though. The main parts was one was putting in work. You had all these other people putting in work. You came in like It's like a guy that's fresh that was like like in high school or something, where a dude was your star player. Not even star player, a player was suspended for 3 quarters, and he come in at running back in the 4th quarter and scored 2 touchdowns, and y'all win by 4 points. Yeah,
no,
you scored 2 touchdowns.
But they came only for Sansa.
They would have lost that battle if the Veil did not show up.
But they didn't. But she made it like we won the battle because of the Veil.
Well, I'm saying
which is true, but they put in a lot of work before that even happened.
True, but the Veil showed up solely because of Sansa. Like had Sansa got chlamydia and died a horrible death, you know what I'm saying? Like the Veil would not have fucking showed up. Like they showed up solely for Sansa, and so
let's be honest. In Game of Thrones, it would have been a much worse disease than chlamydia.
Yeah, I don't even know what the disease would be. Grayscale,
right?
She had grayscale.
Although aside from magic disease, they don't seem to have any really. And nobody gets any like. There's no horrible wound infections that anyone gets from their multiple stab wounds.
Yeah, no, that's not even cold. People just don't get. No one's ever sneezing either.
Everybody's all good.
No one has allergies.
Also, no bad vision.
Yeah,
no one has poor vision.
All right, so do you all think what is it, the end game? I want Littlefinger to kind of live, man. I want him to kind of get out of there on some because it would just show how real life is, like how. This dude, they kind of ran him out, and he would be like, "Y'all can keep the Veil. I'm finna run out and do something else, or whatever it may be that she may do." Like I can see Arya doing some crazy stuff, like going to the Veil and killing the son and taking his face.
Huh.
On some like assassin shit, like where we don't know about it. Well, Arya says I'm leaving, and then you see
breastfeeding cousin.
Yeah,
it's so creepy.
Yeah, but I'm saying though, and going to the Veil. And killing him in season 8 though, and taking his face, and then that's how Littlefinger ends up getting caught up.
See,
not because of.
Do we?
You think Arya's gonna die?
I think Arya's gonna. I think in this show, one of the tenets that I found to be consistent is that there are consequences for your actions.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I think next season, maybe the second to last, the penultimate episode. That Arya's gonna get murdered by the many-faced man.
Yeah, I see the many-faced god
to come back.
Yeah, right. Like, oh, you thought I forgot about that shit? You walked away? Like, nah.
Or does Andrea somebody save her type thing? though.
I think she dies. I mean,
I think he's in Winterfell.
Ooh,
and he's going to resurface.
Right.
That would be crazy if he was already in Winterfell, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying one example. Where someone hasn't had to pay for their consequences. Mm-hmm. I mean, at least to some extent, Dany right now is barren because she brought in that witch. Yeah, you know, so there are all these things where there were consequences to your actions, and Arya's not. Snow. Yeah. Well, yeah. Well,
Jon Snow done anything wrong, though?
He got stabbed in the fucking heart.
But he got brought back to life.
I mean,
but has he done anything wrong, though? Has Jon Snow really done anything wrong?
He brought in those wildlings. He was.
I don't think that was
he
wrong.
turned out
but that's
to be
not wrong.
right.
I'm talking about something wrong. Like Rob Stark did something wrong.
That's a good point. Like Jon has not, like he hasn't broken his word.
No, Rob Stark broke his word.
This is why he was murdered. So.
Yeah,
but that was
a choice.
But that was something he promised though too.
If we're saying that you face consequences, and he's already faced the consequence if that's the wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
That's okay.
Yeah, just because somebody brought him back to life didn't mean he has the scar to prove that he got murdered and stabbed in his heart by his peoples. Mm-hmm.
Y'all think, this is off base. Y'all think Dany saw that though too when he was
yes, absolutely.
When they pulled the lettuce wrap back.
She creamed when she saw it. Like she
but did she
was super into that.
I don't know. But that's the thing though. Did she think it was from
she
that battle?
remembers that comment that Davos made. So yes, I think she's putting it together.
She'd already asked about that. I bet the next episode there's gonna be a scene where she gets Davos alone somehow,
and like, yo, what
Jon
happened?
alone, and finds out the truth.
Yeah. Before we go there, do we know whose faces those were in Arya's bag?
One of them was Walter Frey.
Yeah.
And then one of them it looked like was the chickie she stole from the play.
Oh.
Okay.
What?
There were
the one he killed. She killed from the play. That she's supposed to kill from the play.
She killed. I didn't think she killed.
No, but she took the. Remember, they took the face still.
Yeah, the other girl killed her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
But she still took the face. The face was still taken though.
Oh.
Because she did. Remember, she went back to that room and she grabbed some faces off the wall.
I didn't trip off of what faces she grabbed. I just thought they.
That's what it looked like. That, and it looked. Walter Frey was the other one.
I just thought they were fuck faces.
Like that's crazy though. To think that you open somebody's bag and like you just see like just
Some scalps.
faces. Yeah. And the only thing is, I guess Sansa wouldn't know what Walter Frey looks like. She doesn't know what Walter Frey looks like, right?
Can't remember any
No,
scenes. where
No,
they
she
were-
doesn't know she
But
looks.
she has to have heard by now that Walter Frey, this whole
Oh, they
fucking
know
family.
Yeah,
Walter
but she
Frey
knows.
is
But she doesn't know what he
she's
looks
not-
like to know
yeah.
this is his face. Nobody knows what happened to the Freys still, though. That's still a mystery to everybody.
Yeah.
That they just got
They're
murked
just
out.
dead.
Yeah, they just kind of disappeared.
Yeah,
I
I
don't think
mean,
anyone cares at the moment.
I gotta be honest with you. A bunch of siblings who had their family torn apart, because of some fuckery. Like, I feel like that first meeting would have been a whole bunch of come to Jesus moment. Like, Bran's weird as fuck shit now. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's casually dropping
Bran
the
has come
marriage
back
and rape.
schizophrenic.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's like,
In a
it's like
wheelchair.
when they got together, I feel like the chop up would have filled it. Okay, what have you been doing? Everybody's a little bit too vague. Like, it's like,
But no, but it is though. You think about like he's like one who flew the cuckoo's nest. Like he's like the dude like you just rolled out. And you had to pick him up from the psychiatric ward because they went out of money. You got to pick him up.
Like Rain Man?
Yeah, no, you
Bring
got to
him
pick
home
him.
now?
No, yeah, you got to pick him up. No, he's in a wheelchair. It's like one who flew the cuckoo's nest. You got to pick him up. The psychiatric ward is out of business. You
You're
got to
like,
come
who
pick up
is
your
changing
relative.
Bran's
What?
diapers? Like, what's going on?
well, he can wipe his own ass, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he can lean up.
But I'm saying that what I feel like would have come up in casual conversation was that remember that guy who murdered our brother, our soon to be our sister-in-law and our mother. Yeah, took care of him. Like, I feel like that would have been a conversation I had with my
I
siblings.
mean, Bran knows all this
want to
shit.
brag about it.
Yeah, like,
But Bran knows about all this stuff though.
right, but I'm saying Sansa doesn't. I'm saying that would be important information.
But maybe
for Arya to
Bran
tell
Bran
Sansa.
is the key to a lot of stuff because he doesn't want nobody to know shit. He's just like a dude. He's the crazy dude. I'm telling you, that's the old man, your old uncle that lives in the attic that you just push a little food up under for him, like in soul food and everything, and like you just make sure he's okay on Christmas and all these different holidays and make sure he eats. Like he's that guy. He's him.
No, nobody really wants him.
Nobody
around.
really want- no.
This is inappropriate things at the dinner table.
Right, like bring
Like,
up your-
yeah,
He
yeah.
brings up the time your dad might have cheated on your mom. And
Yeah,
makes everyone
and then on top of that, the whole thing of like, yeah, I saw your dress that night. You look beautiful. Like, come on,
The night
man.
you got raped. Like,
yeah, the night you got
you
raped.
casually dropped. Like, a better story to tell was, oh, you know what? We're heartbroken over mom, but you know what? That guy's dead. He got his Arya fed his kids to him in meat pies. Also, there's a lot of questions about how she did that. Like,
Frey pies and Frey pies.
yeah, like she's not a good cook. Like, where she learn to cook like that, and then
No.
like,
Now,
hey, where all these dead bodies
did
go?
learn from pie. You know what I'm saying? The,
hot
hot
pie.
pie. Hot pie.
Yeah.
Hot pie was teaching her and everything.
Yeah, I was teaching her not how to cook people.
But
Boy, tough.
But yeah, that's true. But I'm saying that she got little recipes though.
Like,
Now, don't
Beef lives real easy lives because they're born to be fed. As people, like, I imagine you're tougher than a cow.
Yeah, and that's very true. I mean, I'm skinny, but it's still I'm a little bit tougher than the cow.
All right. So what is Sansa's plan with sending Brienne to King's Landing?
You know what? It's some weird stuff, man. Because, I don't. The Brienne thing, though. But I think people thinking a little bit too deep in like need to think like. Like I think some people are thinking a little bit too more deeply than they should because she can't go back to King's Landing. Period. Sansa can't. She's still an enemy to the state.
Yeah.
So a part of that is, I think that, and it's almost like a thing like we need to neutralize maybe to make Littlefinger think that it's not he doesn't have a safe haven or somebody. Remember she's like, well, Brienne to protect both of y'all, but she
Yeah.
sent her away that we can figure this out within ourselves here, and she can't go back to King's Landing. She's still enemy of the state though. She still is suspected to kill Joffrey. You know what I'm saying?
I guess I'm just trying to figure out what Sansa's strategy is, since she did that, I believe, in response to Littlefinger's suggestion that Brienne was the key to bridge the gap between Sansa and Arya. So then her next move is sending Brienne to King's Landing, and I'm just trying to figure out how that's connected.
Well, I mean, also, Brienne has a relationship with Jaime. Like, her and Jaime was rolled up. First off, Sansa ain't never fucking going back to King's Landing. I don't give a fuck.
Never.
Who.
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
she's never going
she
back.
can't go back.
Like, even if Jon is the king, she's never going back to King's
She
Landing.
was sending her gift.
Yeah, she's dead in that shit.
It's
And
just like your
she
auntie
be
that's mad
wild.
that you got married to a certain woman though and just sends you like little $50 gift cards on Amazon.
What is Sansa expecting Arya or
Happened to me.
Littlefinger to do in response to that?
I mean, I think Littlefinger can hustle on her behalf. I mean, I think So I think Sansa personally thinks that Littlefinger, his desire for her supersedes his scheming, which maybe it's true, maybe it's not. I mean,
because he's kind of been scheming on her since he got stolen, since his mom got stolen.
Since way too young.
Yeah, like before she was born.
Young.
Before she was born, like on some like, I'm gonna get their daughter though. I'm gonna get her daughter though.
And let's be honest, although Littlefinger's creep runs long, it's not Ramsay creep. So I'm saying, like, so she's like, "Yo, young Padawan, like, you think you got the creep game sold, but no,
he is a step up."
And this is something this offhand though. Before like even with Catelyn and Ned married her off the strength of his loyalty, because she was betrothed to his brother Brandon. So like, that's a weird situation though. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you're the only one left here, and I guess I need to marry you though, because my brother was you have to remember, was Ned betrothed to anybody? Because he's the youngest, right? He's the youngest of the Stark boys, right?
I don't think so. Yeah. And I
so
don't
he
think
wasn't
they
betrothed
cut
to
anything
anybody.
off. Yeah, he was the spare.
Yeah. So he was the youngest. So he was not supposed to inherit Winterfell at all. It was Brandon Stark. Was supposed to.
I think so.
So Brandon was older than Benjen, or was Benjen?
No, it's Brandon then Benjen, then Ned.
Okay.
So it's like Ned was like, "Yo, I'm here. Like, I'm just here." So before we move forward, me and him having an argument last week. I said that the people emailed and said our argument was very great though about the Rhaegar versus Robert Baratheon debate. People really like that debate because basically I was saying that Robert Baratheon was a big hater, basically.
This was a conversation that went on way too long.
It was 20 minutes. 20 minutes.
And now we're starting over.
Yeah, so no. But I want to. We are not going to bump in here though.
Okay.
So I was saying that Rhaegar just basically like, your woman chose me. You was his betrothed to her. She really, like, if you read, she never really liked him. Just betrothed to her. And he was like, well, your girl got stolen one day, and then what are you going to do about it? And I was like, all this fighting started because of Rhaegar. 100% get that. But Rhaegar could have came in knowing and saved the day and be like, hey, we in love, we got married down in Dorne, it's all good. I owe you for your brother and them being killed. With the whole Mad King thing with your brother and your pops, I owe you for that. My bad.
Also stealing your wife.
Betrothed wife. But he was saying Rhaegar was a hater though, on the fact of like, you gave my girl a rose, you took her, you did everything.
I gotta be compensated. I can't charge it to the game and I've been made whole. I gotta be compensated.
But Rhaegar had a bigger concept, and that's a whole other thing. They saying they have rumor and Rhaegar's coming next episode.
In the flashback?
Yeah, in a flashback.
If they give me a fucking flashback on the season finale, I'm gonna be pissed off.
They're doing a flashback.
They've only done one the whole thing.
And it was stupid.
Cersei and the Witch, which
they did Tower of Joy.
Yeah.
Tower of Joy.
But that's something that Bran saw. But I guess they could do.
Yeah, but I said do some of Bran. Yeah.
That also pissed me off. It was way too long with way too little information.
Smoke Tower of Joy.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just give you just enough.
Exactly. We went to a fucking sword fight. What the fuck I care about? I know Ned didn't die in this goddamn sword fight.
But see, the thing is, on the books, the Arthur Dayne was so pumped up. You're like, yo, like
I did like that how he just kind of half-assed his way through it. And I like the undermining of the legend. Which is kind of what you're talking about with Jon Snow.
Because the whole thing was that everybody thought
Ned
killed him.
Historically, everyone's going to be like, Jon Snow is this magnificent badass.
Yep, and because everybody thought Ned killed Arthur Dayne straight up. Because the whole thing was that everybody thought Ned killed Arthur Dayne straight up. That's what made Ned so big. It was like, he killed Arthur Dayne, the best swordsman in all Westeros. And it didn't go like that.
Yeah.
Skinny ass Reed killed him.
Yeah.
Caught him slipping in the back. Which your homie should do. See your friend get stumped out by a dude that's 7'10" and 500 pounds. You supposed to do something and hit him with a brick in the back.
Yeah, that's squad rule number one. That's squad rule number one, right? Yeah.
Howland Reed did his thing. He did what he's supposed to do. So what are your thoughts about the Rhaegar versus Robert Baratheon debate.
Okay, so what am I coming down on? Like, who was in the right there?
Yeah.
What would I do if I were in
we were
Robert's
saying
position?
I was saying Rhaegar was just running his regular game. He was saying that Robert was more right because he got something stole from him though, and he should feel some type of way about it.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, Rhaegar was being Rhaegar. But if I was Robert, I would have killed the motherfucker.
Exactly. Of course you would have. Of course you would have.
Like, absolutely, without a doubt. And I would have done it slowly.
No one sits with the ability. No one sits with the ability to do something and don't do nothing in a situation where the streets knows your chick just got.
But Robert amped it up.
Especially because Robert's like a badass. He's like, you know what? I got this giant fucking warhammer. I wonder what I'll do.
No, but he hyped it up though. That's what got the Starks to go to see the Mad King though. Was him hyping up? I think Rhaegar stole my girl. That's like we all hanging out and man, he stole my girl, man. Y'all gotta go through a holler at Craig, man. He stole my girl, man. Y'all go over to see that's y'all sister, right? Y'all gonna do that.
That's cool. That's cool and all.
That's why I thought it was real bad.
That's cool and all, but nobody grabs a warhammer not trying to use a warhammer. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can have a sword because these streets require me to have a sword. Or a warhammer, I'm trying to bash some fucking skulls in. Like,
but I'm saying that he used other people to facilitate his beat.
You know what I'm saying? Hair, bone, gristle, all kind of shit on your warhammer. Like,
you ain't clean it off.
You're prone to violence if you carry a warhammer.
Like, it's a brutal weapon. Like, there's nothing nice in that.
Exactly.
Like,
you
do nothing but just smash people.
Exactly. That's the Hulk smash of the Westeros world.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, man, Rhaegar was really trying to get this thing on point. He was trying to overthrow his dad. He was trying to get everything back on track.
You believe in love. That's your problem. You believe
Not just love. I'm just saying, like, this dude he was like almost like John the Baptist or something, or like a prophet that he was, because he believed in a Zoro on high. He believed in this prophecy of the fact, because he only had 2 kids. He had the prophecy of that it's supposed to be a 3rd kid. That's why he thought it was going to be 3 dragons, 3 riders came from him. Mm-hmm. So he was like, and his wife, I remember, she couldn't have no kids. Right, so he was like, well, you know what? Time for you to go. Right. I get that in a visceral way, though.
Counter argument.
Yeah, there we go.
Counter argument. Yeah. You're a prince. Westeros is big. Not Robert Baratheon's bitch.
Because you know what he's gonna do.
There was literally a country full of women that he could have had another kid with.
That's a good point.
Not the crazy dude with the temper and a warhammer. You know what I'm saying? Slide to the left. Like, you know who I'm not picking on? I'm not picking on Darth Vader's favorite kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's lots of kids. Lots of lunch money to take out here.
But I'm looking at it like, he ain't even that fly though. Yo, I got long hair though. I tie it in a ponytail, maybe sometimes 3 ponytails. And I'm way more fly than this dude. I'm gonna take his chick if I want.
So hold
on. Right, I'm saying, but the streets is the streets
I got 3 ponytails.
Always. And clearly,
sometimes on Wednesdays, I got 3
clearly the
ponytails.
consequences for those actions were greater than what Rhaegar had somebody showed Rhaegar the tab before he had to pay it. I'm sure he would have ordered less drinks. I'm saying,
I think he still would have. He just would have not went. So? I think he would have just not went into that battle though. Look, him and Arthur Dayne alone, they would have wiped up anybody kind of
would have. But what happened though?
He rode out of honors.
This is the most epic argument.
Hey, would have. I'm saying, would have.
It's about back to back. They'd have been lethal weapon too, man.
I mean, would have.
Rhaegar was way more not Danny Glover. He was like, forget it, man. Let's go on.
I'm saying, if Nat Turner had a nuke, that shit would have ended differently too. I'm saying, but didn't.
That's true. All right, let's get into the main.
Yeah, let's apologize to the listeners.
No, we ain't apologize. That they loved that debate last week.
Okay.
They loved that debate. So let's go. All the snow.
I'm so mad at this strategy.
And that goes into what he was saying about how they're rushing. Now it's getting interested in reading the books more.
At this point, like, it's just stupid.
But he's saying that people make a stupid decision to move the storyline forward, which is real.
I think the choices that the characters are making are to propel the story to where it needs to get to in order to set up the final season. Mm-hmm. Because, like, why the hell? Like, Cersei's not going to give a fuck if you show her a zombie.
She doesn't
care about anything.
Hold up. Really?
Yeah.
We gonna go with that?
No,
I don't think
Cersei don't
she's
give a
gonna
fuck.
she's gonna be like, whatever.
Cersei will try to set
so
them
what
up.
are they
man.
trying to accomplish by convincing Cersei? Like, keep her off Danny's back for now?
Like,
Until
look
Well,
at-
you know
like-
what? You know, it's
Do
like
they
World
really
War
need
II.
her?
You don't want to fight a two-front war.
Right, exactly. That's the front.
I
Yeah.
understand
Like,
that.
just chill out. You don't have to do shit. Just don't fuck with us while we trying to do.
Yeah,
shit.
just don't be stabbed me in
Okay,
the back.
that's what I was asking. Are they expecting help from her?
No,
Because
I mean
do
they would
really
appreciate
need it
maybe
for
a
one?
couple of Lannisters, maybe, but they don't. They
They
just
don't
don't want
really
you to
need it.
attack.
See, I think Jamie's gonna want to help. So I think the zombie's gonna convince Jamie. He's gonna be like, "Holy shit, this is real."
Because it's a fucking goddamn zombie. Like, who wouldn't that convince? Like, yo.
Well, she's got one working for her. She's like, "Well, look, Qyburn can do this. Like, who
Well,
cares?"
okay, but if they were north of the wall, is Cersei really going to mess with them? Like, what power would she have at that point if they're all north of the wall fighting the White Walkers anyway?
Look,
So I think it's
look.
gonna be in the mainland.
See,
I think it's gonna be in the mainland.
I think the game is this. Cersei knows she's in a battle she can't win right now. So I'm gonna call timeout. I could fuck you up right now.
I'm gonna
And
take this
then-
armistice. I'm gonna take this armistice.
Yeah.
for
Why
the
even
time.
tell her that? Like,
Because-
that's what I'm saying. Like, let her think
because-
that, they're going to come after her at some point.
Well, because
and
they don't
they'll
think she's
fight the White
because
Walkers.
they don't
Because she
think
thinks she's gonna attack.
because they don't know she's pregnant right now, and they would say, "Look,
I don't know
you
that she's
kidless,
pregnant right
I know, I don't believe
you
it.
kidless, you
She
kidless, you husbandless right now. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got nothing else to protect but your ego, and your ego don't mean shit if these White Walkers come through these streets." And so I think their argument is, look, we can lean back, we can settle this whole Iron Throne shit later, but the dead is
She
rising.
is crazy. She's not
And
crazy.
also, they didn't know when they made that offer or made the suggestion, they didn't know that presumably killing a White Walker would kill all the whites that are
But they
associated
know
with that
that
White
now.
Walker.
Yeah.
And they knew that at the time that they called Danny over with the dragons. And we know now that the dragons
Did they know
have...
that?
Yes, because
They
they
suspected they know it,
they knew that because before they ended up in the island in the middle of the lake. Because
Which
when
is
they
very, very just happenstance.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a whole other story.
No, they knew that at that point. They knew at the point that they sent what's his face back to send the Raven.
And how the fuck far did he run?
2 miles.
No, it was more than that. It was these days.
Yeah.
It was days.
Yeah,
That's why you passed
No,
out.
it's
Like,
they were out on
Yeah,
that
that
route
book
for
like
3
3
days.
days.
3
Yeah,
days,
like
man.
3
They're on
days.
3
He
days.
ran like a marathon.
Yeah, he did
Through
literally like
snow.
marathon. It was like
In the
so
ice,
22
snow and
miles.
ice, yeah.
Let's say it was 22 miles though, or something. though.
That's
In the
fucking
snow.
far, yeah.
In the snow. This ain't
Right.
no flat
With
land.
no-
This
and
is the
he
snow.
had no provisions. There's no food, no
No,
water.
he just rolling,
Right.
man. He just rolled. That's why he passed out.
Yeah. But they know now that the dragons have this laser focus because we saw her very specifically say Dracarys, and he just set the Tyrells on fire. What are their names? Tarly's on
Tarlys,
fire
yeah.
last week.
Same thing. It's like,
Which was
So why
awesome.
not just kill the Night King when she gets there?
Night King can't be killed by fire.
Yeah.
Remember, he walked through fire.
Oh, that's right.
Also, but my question is, how the fuck did a Night King know he could javelin murder a dragon?
He's really old.
Yeah. He get this. He know this hustle, man. I think he pulled them out there on purpose. That dragon on purpose. That's what was 3 days, man. Like he just
Did he
sitting
know
there.
that,
Just,
though?
yeah, I think
Does he know
because
about the
because he
dragons?
connected the brand, all that different shit going on.
Yeah, he
that
might have some
mystical shit.
ability to see things.
And people think that brand is actually the Night King too.
I think so too.
Like it's like having a snitch in your midst. Though, like man, the keys is coming at 5 o'clock, and you like, okay, we gonna wait till 5 o'clock and rob
That's
them for all this money and this.
That's an interesting theory. If Brands is low key snitch,
But he doesn't know he is.
oh, that'd be fucked up.
Yeah,
That'd be hella fucked up. If Brands
because
is low-key-
Brand the Builder is who he's named after. Built the wall.
Was that the theory you mentioned you had for this week, or what?
No. My theory is that Jon didn't get killed in the water by the whites because he is a white.
Oh, like they ignored him?
I think it's a
I thought the
point.
whites couldn't swim though.
No, but I'm saying like he couldn't just like they didn't bite him, do anything to him though because he is dead.
Like they can't see him because he
Like
died.
on Walking Dead or something. Like he's like that. You end up like grabbing him. It's like nah, this ain't even it. So that's why.
Why they attack? I mean,
I think they attack him off for general purpose. But I think when it like you get real close like that,
Maybe because he was alone at that point.
yeah, maybe, and you smell him. It's like oh, this dude dead too.
But they went after the other two that are dead.
Yeah, old boy
Some
died.
Thoros.
Man Bun and
Man Bun wasn't dead.
Nah, he never died. He
No.
just brought other people
Oh.
back.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's why. But I'm saying, but I look back.
Man
he
Bun.
never had them get that close to him though. He never had him get that close to him. He never had him get that close to him. So that was my theory. I think that Jon is like literally a walking Jesus now. Like nobody's gonna ever touch him because he is dead already. He is a white.
Walking bearded.
That javelin throw
Jesus.
was unbelievable.
He's a white.
Yeah, it was.
It was unfucking believable. He's talking about a moving dragon that he hit directly in the fucking throat.
He's better.
Before he lets fire out his. I mean,
But if you see where he hit him, and he hit him in the area where the fire would like retract.
Right, it's a moving
Like it would
fucking
blow.
target.
But no, but it blew up. So it's like if you hit it somewhere and it blew
Well,
up.
it's clearly a magic.
Well, no, I'm
Yeah.
saying I get how the hit killed. Was it Viserion?
Viserion,
Yeah,
which makes sense that it was Viserion to get killed though.
Well,
He named after her brother, her shitty ass brother.
Why did she name him for him anyway?
I mean, no
I've never
sense.
understood that. He was
He
terrible.
was destined to die.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that's such an amazing fucking shot.
And then if you even look in foreshadowing, we'll go back to actual battle, but it's funny that he will ride his dad though, with Rhaegal. That if Jon Snow will ride his own father, which makes sense.
Yeah.
That's the weirdest statement anyone's ever said.
I know.
The weirdest.
His
statement.
father's namesake dragon.
It's, right. And the people are saying, like, I was reading online, and we can go into the battle, like, why did she bring the dragons? You got to bring all the tanks to something that you don't know about.
Right.
All you heard is like, yo, it is a million motherfuckers here though, and I don't know what we gonna do. Like, I'm just saying on the Raven though, they hear it. You got to bring all the artillery. Like, why don't you just bring Drogon? Drogon was also halfway hurt still from the battle with the Tarleys.
And he wouldn't have been had she brought all the goddamn dragons there.
The first
I
time.
didn't understand that. So maybe she learned her
yeah.
lesson.
Yeah.
So she's like, well, I'll bring them all because it went poorly the first time.
Yeah. Had she brought all the dragons
You know
that
what?
time,
And
there
that
would be
makes
no
sense.
Lannister army.
And also, those other dragons aren't battle tested. They don't understand battle as much as Drogon does, maybe, though. You got to think. Drogon has been... Only battle they've been in is the battle when they took over the... when they left Slaver's Bay.
Yeah.
that was enough, though.
But Drogon has been out...
fighting back at
I mean, Drogon wasn't
Drogon is
fighting.
out there killing people. He
was just eating. He was wild. I mean, he was less
he
tame.
living. Like, he's living.
out there living life.
He's living life. Like, this is like... That's why he would just sit down like, I dare you to do something to me. Like, he sat down comfortable every time. Like, I dare you to do something to me. So maybe she should have brought him out to that other battle just to just kind of get them into action.
They would learn how to duck.
Yeah.
And swivel. First off, a dragon should never move in a straight line at any point.
You know, Viserion should know about that gold play coming on them too, though, and everything that gold coming on them. So what y'all think about that battle itself?
I thought it was a beautiful scene. I didn't like that she didn't make them have armor on it because I wanted some armored dragons, like with all the with gold chains and shit. You know what I'm saying?
like Lannister cryststone, like or Targaryen cryststone. Like, I'm fitting them out. Like, you show a whole thing where you like ting 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 ting, like you fit it out.
I mean, what about her armor? I'm pretty sure I had a coat that she has on. I got it from Ann Taylor.
like the cool you be.
This is why we have a woman on the show. Like, I got this from Ann Taylor. I would have got that from Ann Taylor.
You ever watch Naruto? You ever watch Naruto? Yeah. So how when they put Susanoo on the Kuibi, like I thought that's what they're gonna do with the dragons. You know?
I mean,
she doesn't have a hat on. She got those little thin gloves.
And Tyrion is
Also, she doesn't have like a saddle or anything to hang on to. She's just hanging on to the spikes that you're able to impale things on, apparently. Because that's how they got the...
So what do y'all think
zombie over
about
there.
the whole idea that now that we know that the White Walkers, I guess, can raise whites? Because see, the thing, they're deviating from the book so much because the Night King is the only one who's really supposed to be able to raise people at one point.
Yeah. And previously, that's what we saw.
Yeah, he was the only one. He can raise people.
Yeah.
Now you just got random ice lieutenants that can just... And why is this random ice... And that's what makes me think that it was a setup because... The ice lieutenant just got him and like 10 dudes just walking around.
Yeah, I thought they were a little bit more intuitive, and
But
that they would have seen them
I
coming.
think that's what they did though. Like set up like, oh yeah,
Well, he
like
looked genuinely surprised though.
yeah, maybe he sent him out there. He knew like it's like a battle where it's like, yeah, go over on that hill though, take that hill though. But you knew that you sitting them on some dummy mission. Like,
Here's your single shot rifle.
yeah, exactly.
Go take that
the
hill.
So what do we think about the whites? Because in the scene where the Hound throws that
This
rock,
is way more whites than this though. That's the crazy shit.
But I'm saying that when those whites noticed that the ice didn't break, when a small pebble didn't break the ice, it's like, so do the whites see? Do the White Walkers see through the eyes of the whites, or can the whites do their own reasoning? Because the white that did it didn't have a brain, so how the fuck they do that reasoning?
Maybe it's through the Night King or whoever is the lieutenant that raised them. Is like they're all looking like, oh, okay.
I think it's a really important distinction to make though, because like if you showed me some rotted and rancid corpse that's just bones and worn out rags. It's like, well, what are they doing to think it from?
Yeah, well, and that's why I
brains
thought...
still are
I mean, that goes back to my question. Like, I thought that the Night King was a little bit more intuitive. Like, it should not have taken the Hound starting a snowball fight for him to realize that the lake had frozen back over.
No, but they saw people falling. Remember, when they first went through, it was already breaking, so they was like, oh, snap. But it's 2 or 3 days later, so it's as cold,
right, but that's
just
what
hitting
I'm saying. Like, you would think the Night King would know that. Like, and just start attacking them in the middle of the night.
See, I think the Night King...
Even if a couple people came across... The weight of the entire army still should have broken the ice if the ice hadn't been fully frozen, but for the time they walked over the first time. Yeah. For me, that was the suspension of disbelief in the episode that made it untenable. Because
I was expecting,
because even then when the Hound smashes it, it's thin enough that one strike with a hammer
break a little bit more.
Exactly.
I was expecting not for all of them to come, but for them to start sending a few at a time,
just to see
because like they've got unlimited people. You just have to keep them fighting.
And it's more though because we didn't see any of the giants that they had.
Yeah, I mean this might be their small group of people.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be more of a battle of kind of attrition to set up, and then they would have showed them fight off one group,
kind of like
the next group starts coming.
Have you ever seen the movie Hamburger Hill?
Yeah,
kind of like Hamburger Hill or like a trench warfare. You saying like where you just get it inch by inch, where it's like okay, we go here, it's okay, or like in like World War I, where you just like kind of move gradually through.
Or like if we had to fight 10-year-olds. It's like individually we could all take a 10-year-old, but if you sent 100,000 10-year-olds, then we get tired.
Yeah,
before you can take out all 100,000.
Yeah. Even if you're fighting them one at a
time.
Eventually you're gonna get tired.
You have to take a piss break.
Exactly.
You have to take a piss break. You have to go to sleep. Like you couldn't fight 10 million 10-year-olds, even though you could take individually one at a time. Because
they seem to have some sort of mental awareness, though, because I think it's interesting that they're trying to save the white that they've captured too.
Yeah, I think it's kind of an amorphous. It seems to be kind of an amorphous collective consciousness type situation. Mm-hmm. That they're all not necessarily controlled directly by the Night King in that he is aware of everything they're aware of, but they're all kind of beholden to him and are sort of an extension of his will. Kind of like I can reach for things with my arm and I can touch things with my fingers, but my fingers can't see things.
Mm-hmm. Because my brain is doing everything.
Yeah, and my fingers are not conscious of what they're doing. It's just sort of at my will.
So what kills a white?
I think anything.
I mean, all of them have dragon glass.
Right. They all they all have dragon glass. But no, I'm saying that
who kills a white? Who kills a white?
No, because in the books, dragon glass doesn't kill whites, right? Dragon glass doesn't kill whites in the books. Right?
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
it does.
It's the only thing it does.
No, not White Walkers. I thought dragon glass killed White Walkers, but dragon glass
still kills White Walkers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the whites can be killed by dragon glass or Valyrian steel. And fire. But the only thing that can kill any of the White Walkers is Valyrian steel. That's what we know right now.
Yeah, as far as we know.
And this is the thing, like, I was having a debate with somebody on Facebook, man. He was like, why is nobody just telling everybody to just give Valyrian steel? Like, Valyrian steel is like having a Hannes Wagner baseball card.
Yeah.
And he's like, I was like,
go get it.
Yeah, no, but on top of that, he was like, well, people should know about him. I was like, there's all these houses that have him. I'm like, but that's like me saying, like, I have one. Nobody knows about every one. They only know that these exist. They know that Ned's gotten melted down. I'm talking on the books.
Right.
They know Ned's gotten melted down and they made 3. They don't know about the dagger that Sansa had because Joffrey got that on his own through some other ways we don't know about.
Yeah.
Then you got the Tarleys have one, but that was like some ceremonial shit on the wall type thing. Like, yeah, that's there. Then
Sam took it, right?
Sam took it, yeah.
Okay.
You got Dawn, that is
Jar.
Jorah.
Jorah, yeah, but yeah, Longclaw.
Yeah, and then
You got Dawn, which is Arthur Dayne's.
Yeah, Arthur Dayne's.
But that was remember Ned gave that back to his family.
Mm-hmm.
But we've never met the Daynes, so it's not that doesn't exist in this world. That's a minor thing at this point.
Yeah.
So
regardless, you're talking about like what, 10?
Yeah.
Maybe 15. You know.
Yeah. So yeah, why would I come and say Valerian still kills them too? That means nothing if I only know there's only 4 of them is out here. You don't have one. You can't get one. So why would I tell you about it? You know. What did y'all think about the dragon getting gunned down?
Yeah, whoever said that.
Yeah, I said that because I read. Someone said that I was seeing somebody with a long think piece saying that they were mad because I guess they were talking about this on the Reddit page like 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That they said that this was going to happen. Mm-hmm. And then somebody was saying
it's like the one guy on Reddit who like 8 years ago predicted Hodor.
Yeah, like they were like, are they going on Reddit and just looking at like stuff that people were talking about and just taking them? Because this was predicted though a long time ago.
Like the setup of it.
This exact setup
that would
is
be a good idea.
Yeah, this exact setup. Like literally, I read this a year and a half ago that. But the only difference is what I read. They said that him and Danny had sex though, and like all this stuff. That Danny and John had sex and all kind of stuff before all this happened. But they said that he went to go get a White Walker to prove it to Danny, not Cersei.
Oh wow! Yeah,
and everything.
So that's pretty dead.
And then she came in and then saved them with the White Walk with the dragons, and then got hit with it, and he became an ice dragon.
Now, I mean, I will say this, just being a douche about it. Drogon should have died. Like when you look at this scene,
Drogon too big, man.
Right, but I'm saying this. But Drogon is on the ground when the Night King grabs the icicle, whatever the fuck he threw, and he throws it in the air to hit a moving fucking dragon.
I think that was a better
the one that's perfect.
Exactly.
But I think it was a better move because there was so many different people, so many different things going on there. Drogon could have turned his head and blew it, but you got this one that's just flying kind of defensively.
But I'm saying if you hunt deer, you're not trying to hit the deer in the neck.
No, but he had to hit in a certain place though.
He didn't have to.
Yes, he did. You could because we learned from with the other one that you just can't hit them in the side and it's all good. Like you got to hit them directly in that neck area and kind of basically blow them up.
That javelin went through Visariion's neck.
But he's saying you got.
It's maybe a matter of.
I feel like
if you're still on the ground, you can theoretically move in any direction. Whereas if you're flying through the air, you're constrained by flying. I mean, it's why people like when they shoot skeet and stuff, they lead it. You know, and so a bird's flight path is maybe potentially more predictable than an animal that's currently still, but can suddenly spring in any direction and you don't know which one it's
like a machine gun, like on a boat or someone you're trying to shoot a plane down. Like it's easy to get that than trying to shoot on the ground and somebody moving around.
To use Tyler's analogy, people don't shoot skeet on the ground because it'd be too goddamn easy to shoot skeet on the ground.
But we're saying these skeet can move in his analogy.
If I threw a
but
skeet shot on the ground,
it's like an inanimate object. But like a bird on the ground can take off in any direction. But like a bird in flight can only head so many ways because of the physics of
how they can fly. So what do y'all
theory?
I mean,
also it looks way cooler when you shoot on Twitter.
And he might have been stunned. He might have been stunned a little bit too.
And also, you know, we couldn't have Drogon get murdered in this episode.
Oh, Drogon's not one.
Yeah, he couldn't get murdered. That's Danny.
He's Khal Drogo though, and he's Khal Drogo basically, you know, in dragon form. What did you all think about Benjen coming back for the 2 minutes he was there?
I liked it because it explained his existence. Like all he does is save Starks north of the wall. That's his job. His job is to save Starks north of the wall. Like that's what he does.
He looks like he was finally ready to die. Like
he's like, yo, I've been out here cold. I'm cold.
Between these two worlds.
I ain't had sex because I've been a part of this night watch thing.
He looks like John Hamm to me too.
He does like John Hamm. That's a good. Damn, I didn't even think about that too.
Frozen John Hamm.
Yeah, he does. First time I saw, I was like, "Is that John Hamm?"
So what do y'all think about the Night King? So people were saying like, "Wow, Benjen this whole time before we went on binging this whole time. We've been talking about him, and basically we've been searching for him this whole time, and that's how he dies. I think he just wanted to die, like you said. Right?
He's ready.
Yeah, man. I don't think his statement. There's no time for me to hop on a horse I just gave you. I didn't think that made any sense. I thought that was.
But he couldn't be fast enough though. It only could be really you got to
both
ride.
of them on it, yeah.
Nah,
It could be fast enough to outrun dead people.
No, they was running like 28 days later. Zombies. Right. They didn't upgrade these zombies. These zombies are upgraded,
which is fine.
These are 28 days later zombies.
Usain Bolt can't outrun a fucking horse. I'm saying, like, I don't care how fast.
With two people on it, Usain Bolt can outrun a horse.
Over distances, humans are surprisingly good.
Yeah, a horse would get tired with like 200-pound men in general sitting on his back. Yeah,
right. But it wouldn't get tired. It wouldn't get tired for the next hour.
It's gonna take an hour to get back.
Right, and it may take a long, but it can try. I'm saying if you build. I'm saying if
you build up.
If I leave before you, I don't care how fast you. If I build a certain amount of distance between us, it doesn't matter how fast I'm going. If I have enough distance between us, I can get there before you.
Well, maybe MythBusters will.
That's a great.
Like whether or not Jack could have fit on the door.
I've given up like time, speed,
logic.
Yeah, like the distance and physics and stuff like that. I've mostly given up thinking that they matter on the show.
I make the same argument about suicide. It's like you can always wait till tomorrow. Like if I'm willing to die today, I can die tomorrow. Yeah, like we can try it. You know what I can do? I can hop off the horse if I'm willing to die.
How much worse can you?
Exactly. You know. Like why shoot myself today? I can fly to Brazil and just live on the beach. You know, it don't work out. I can shoot myself.
Figured he could be more.
I can always do that. I'm saying like killing. Suicide is always an option on the table every single day, every second. It's like you can just try something else. You can make a throw for not suicide. You had a flaming mace. You could just roll for 50 feet. Go, yeah, I'm too goddamn hairy for this horse. Hopped off, killed yourself. You know, like.
Well, I think
he wanted to die with a purpose.
He also wanted to hold off the whites from chasing after Jon.
I mean, it's super heroic, but just not reasonable.
There's not a lot reasonable goes on.
I mean, think about how many times you watch Investigation Discovery and somebody comes in with a shotgun. Somebody comes with a shotgun. You know what they don't do? You don't go, well, you know what? This shotgun shell's gonna go through my hand, but you put your hand over your fucking face before you get shot. And you don't say.
That's a reflex.
That's a defensive wound.
Like if somebody throws a grenade, you cover up. I mean, maybe it works. I mean, who knows?
It might.
What do y'all think about? What do y'all think about only Thoros dying?
And like 15 red shirts.
That was and all these cats we did not know they were not there at the beginning. I don't know when they showed up. They just
ran. We never even saw their faces. They just would kind of leap in, and then I'd think, "Oh, was that?" No,
such and such
it was just some guy that apparently was along for the ride.
I felt like it was a betrayal to the series.
Wow. And that's what I'm saying. Are we getting to that point where they cannot kill nobody else off for real? Almost.
Right. Because I think we were all on like pins and needles with I'm forgetting Redhead's name.
Thoros.
I mean, like Thoros. Like we're all thinking that he's going to die.
Or do you mean Tormund?
Tormund. I'm sorry. Yes.
Tormund that didn't die.
Yes, Redhead.
Wrong Redhead.
Yeah. So we're all like nervous in that whole scene. Any other season, I think they would have killed him off. I mean, because there were so many like shocking deaths that like you either didn't want to happen or you really wanted to happen,
or you didn't expect, or
right, and
always often in an unexpected way and kind of a stupid time when you wouldn't think it would.
Like Robb Stark dying, like he was winning the war.
Yeah, he was crushing left and right.
Yeah,
I saw it differently. I feel like ultimately, there's going to be one Lannister that survives. There's going to be at least one Stark that survives. There's going to be one Targaryen that survives. And I mean, the only wildling I know at this point is Tormund. Like I don't like all the wildlings.
Yeah, he's the only one of the names.
Yeah, all the wildlings we fucking know about. He has to fucking live because otherwise, I don't care anything about the life. We can sacrifice all the rest of the wildlings because I have no more emotional connection. There were only 3 wildlings I had an emotional connection to.
That's true.
So he's the last one. So I would have been really disappointed had he died because it's like, well, now you're telling me the wildlings were just
well, what about the one that's the head of the wall? What is his name? The one that Jon put in charge.
Exactly.
Dolorous Ed?
Yeah. I'm just saying there are other.
That was Torment.
wildlings.
That was Torment. They put in charge.
Wildling?
Yeah.
Well, they put
No, it was that other. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, there's another one. But I think you're. I don't know if it's a betrayal, but I think it's some of what Scott's talking about, and I think it's reflecting the fact that now this is just a TV show.
Yeah.
And it's no longer the books.
Right.
And it's started to do a little bit more TV show type things. And TV show type things are only killing somebody off during the season finale.
Right.
Or,
Or letting the people that everybody likes live.
Yeah,
Exactly.
letting the fan favorite survive in an
Right.
unexpected way, like the one guy from Walking Dead that everyone got mad about.
My son watched that series.
And so I think it's some of that, and I'm fine with that. It's just I don't know if it's a limitation of the art form, but the show is so popular. Quite frankly, they're making so much money off of it that they want everyone to keep watching.
Right.
And they have to give us a happy end. Like there's going to be a happy ending.
Yeah, at least
Right.
it might be a qualified happy ending, but there has to be it can't just be like death and destruction, everybody dies, because then everyone's gonna be like,
And that's
I would
why,
be
and that's
fine
why,
with that.
and that's why The Sopranos ended the way it did.
yeah,
Like The Sopranos ended the way it did because maybe Tony died, but they couldn't show Tony get murdered because that wouldn't be a happy ending. You know, what I'm saying? If you wanted to believe he didn't die, he did. And I hate to digress to a different show, but the point is that I feel like they're setting us to say,
It's all HBO, same universe.
yeah, exactly. I mean, they're setting us up for a situation where at least they're not going to exterminate any of the major families, which are the Targaryens, the Lannisters, or the Starks. And I feel like ancillarily, at least, the wildlings are. And the wildlings only really introduced 3 characters in the show, and 2 of them are dead.
So you're gonna keep them
and then they get and for them to give us this whole backstory about him loving Brienne. Now we have a reason to root for him to survive.
Yeah.
You know, so now
So they can have monster babies.
exactly, yeah. So
that scene with him and the Hound was absolutely
I loved
amazing.
it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that
Probably the
dancer
single
was
best
nice.
part of the episode.
I
When he
agree.
was like, "You know her?"
Yeah.
Like, oh, I know that bit.
Yeah, he says the one that
trying to
looks at
kill
you
me.
like she wants to eat your liver. He goes, "You
She
do know
threw me
her."
off- she threw me off a cliff.
See, I have a perspective. I think the Night King is going to actually be done with in the middle of next season, and then it's going to become a Game of Thrones again for like the last 2-3 episodes to see who's going to
Just
actually run everything
finally
after.
season
Just
power.
to see who's going to have the actual power over the kingdoms.
So this is the 8th season episode.
Yeah, with season 7 last. Yeah, but I'm saying the next season, I think that Cersei's not going to be up nothing, but she's plotting in the background. They're going to have things that her and Kingsley trying to figure out how she going. All right, I think these White Walkers. How am I going to get the Iron Throne though? Trying to maybe make alliances with Tyrion, trying to make alliances with random people. You'll be like, damn, like why is Cersei messing? Like she's trying to plot her way to be after all this is done for her.
I hope not. I mean, I see what you're saying. I hope not.
Yeah.
I could see them setting up that Dany or whoever's in command at that point will set up a situation to defeat the White Walkers and somehow betray Cersei in a way that she and the Lannisters are essentially eliminated in the final battle. Basically, just like take them off the board also. I could see that happening, but I don't know.
Man, you ain't
I'm
got-
really bad at predicting these
You
things.
got to figure out who's going to take over some of these houses though.
Yeah, I think they're just gonna. I think they're gonna end a lot of them, and I think part of what we're seeing with
Maybe a
the
consolidation.
girl that's in the north. the
Oh,
girl
Lady
that's-
Mormont.
Lady Mormont. I think we're seeing the rise of the next generation of great houses.
Yeah.
So let the Mormonts get like the twins or something like that.
Yeah, or the Mormonts will take over Dragonstone, or I mean, I think it's going to be because like so many of these houses are getting eliminated. We're going to have to see somebody else come to power, and so
Yeah.
I think it's going to be interesting to see who they maybe pick to take those spots. I think it's kind of what the show's about is that transition from the old cast of characters that were in charge to the new families that are going to be running things going forward.
You got any death predictions for next week?
Oh my gosh. Come back to me. I haven't thought about this well enough
You got any
yet.
death predictions for next week?
Yeah, I should make it come back to me as well. I'm trying to think. It's who we've got who the story's over for. Because like Thoros kind of ran out of things that we weren't wondering where his story
where he's gonna go.
head
Like, it's not like he's got a family or anything like that.
Yeah, or like there wasn't any reason to keep him around for narrative purposes. Like for example, like Jaime seemed like Jaime was gonna die, but like Jaime's story doesn't get an ending if he just gets killed by the dragon.
Yeah,
He doesn't fulfill his narrative purpose, so. It's going to be somebody who's expendable from a narrative standpoint.
But I mean, we're past the point where we're going to get sneak attacks of deaths. I feel like.
Yeah.
I think everyone that's in Essential, I think we've already wiped off the board.
I don't think there's going to be any surprise deaths like that anymore.
Yeah, I think there's too few people left. Really.
we don't know anybody like that for it to matter.
Unless what's his name? The Kraken, who we haven't seen for like 2 episodes now, wants to marry Cersei.
Oh,
Euron.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. I wonder
Euron
if he
might die.
next episode. You think?
Well, maybe next episode because he doesn't. There's nowhere for him to go. Really, we don't really care about.
But he
him from a narrative
can
standpoint.
flip the boats though, like take them around.
True. Oh, thanks.
Take them around to the outside of the east of the wall.
Yeah. I mean, and they might keep him around for that purpose. I'm just thinking from like a narrative standpoint. There's not anybody that.
But also, like if we have all these houses that are needed, maybe Euron lives though, and he gets a better house. That maybe they can. Maybe that's a whole play of like.
Yeah, they may take over.
Or maybe Euron doesn't. Maybe it's some kind of mutiny amongst them, and Theon ends up fucking running.
God, Theon, why is he still alive?
Look, but Theon's gonna end up running that Iron Islands and some other place. Like he's gonna have no dick. That's the crazy part about it.
Dickless
With no successor.
If that happens, I'm getting rid of my television. If Theon takes the Iron Throne, I'm getting rid of
No. I'm saying he gets a land on the mainland. He's saying like he gets a house.
Oh no.
The House Greyjoy, but it's on the mainland, not the Iron Islands.
Well, I mean, they're so worried about people's successors. Why would anybody give him a house?
They're gonna end up doing
Him and Yara. Yara can breed.
Yeah.
Even though she's gay.
Yeah, she can. Yeah.
She'll take some dick though, probably.
Yeah, she said she go both ways.
Yeah.
Did she say that? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, but she's talking to the Dornish chicks.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, sometimes I will come to your port for men
I mean,
and women.
what are we gonna do with Dorne here though? There's so many different lands we got that are sitting there just open.
Yeah, they're gonna
Or is
have
it-
to assign that to somebody.
Or are we looking at what? Maybe I don't know if you was getting at it. Or are we looking at a consolidation situation?
There might be fewer.
We just gonna consolidate lands. Like there's one King's Landing that runs all this shit, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
Well, Bronn is supposed to get one, right?
He might get Dorne. I can see that.
That'd be hilarious.
Man, I'm fucking with Dorne. I'm fucking with Dorne, and if Brian gets it, it's gonna be turned.
But that'd be some just dessert if Bronn got Dorne, and old girl ended up not dying or something, or he ended up making them marry her.
Somehow.
Oh, she's dead. They're dead. Sand snakes are
Not
gone.
quite.
That'd be great.
Well, we where are the Unsullied? Because we see in the
They're coming,
previews
they come back.
that Grey Worm is back.
They're back. They're sitting in front of.
They're in Dragonstone?
No, Landing. King's Landing.
Oh, they went to King's Landing.
That's all. That's why the Dothraki come through. Remember, Tyrion said, "Bring the whole army when you come there." But this is one of my questions. Though, Cersei doesn't know she lost a dragon. Do you only bring Drogon because it's the only one that she's seen? Because you want to bring two. And like, well, bitch, where the other one at?
Where did the other one go anyway? Like,
Rhaegar's still Rhaegal was still alive.
he flew off.
Yeah, he was like, man.
But you
just
don't even
See, I thought Rhaegal was the one that was weeping at the wall because Rhaegal's the one that spent all the time with Viserion
Yeah, but
and
it
chains and
looked
captives.
like what's his name? Dragon?
Drogon. He said Dragon.
I'm going.
We gonna start calling him Dragon. We gonna call him Dragon the rapper.
I'm gonna be racist.
Dragon.
All dragons look alike to me.
He's part of Rough Riders. He's part of Rough Riders. Dragon.
Yeah, I look alike.
Go ahead. You said Dragon did.
No, No, that's the one I thought was weeping at the wall.
No, that was.
Well, you
Rhaegar.
only saw one. Like,
Yeah, it was
they
Rhaegar.
not
It was
afford to
Rhaegar.
have
It was
another
Rhaegar.
one up
Like I
there?
said, they all look alike to me, so that's all right.
Drogon is bigger than all of them. He's the biggest one.
Yeah.
He's the
That's what
fat
she
boy.
said.
That's what she said.
I thought
You got
that-
any deaths, man? Any predictions of deaths this next week for the finale?
I mean, no, not really.
I mean, the last finale didn't the last finale the scepter got blown up? Blown up.
Yeah.
No, that was
That was
the
a-
penultimate.
No, the penultimate was the
last
Battle of the
episode.
Bastards.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they took out a lot of people. I mean, I brought up the Unsullied because I wonder if Grey Worm.
Well, he's there. He's there. That's all. Remember, like I said, Tyrion said, "Bring everybody there, though, for she'll see your strong force, though, that we not fucking around." This
So does
week."
that mean Darius is bringing the people from
Nah,
Slaver's
man,
Bay?
that'd be crazy if he show up. That'd throw a wrench in everything. Cause I got
All
I
her
didn't-
moves be up there.
Look, she be sitting
If
there.
that's the case, then Darius is gonna die.
Yeah, no, you know what? That'd be a great situation for him to die though on some shit though, because she be like, how to be a player up in there though.
Right.
Like I got all my men up in here. Though.
I got main chicks, side chicks out
I
here.
go, what am I gonna do? He said that what if Dario shows up and everything though with the band of brothers and everything? No, not the band of brothers, Second Sons. As a part of that legion of people that shows up on King's Landing in the previews.
Yeah.
And then he said Darius can die and then we can have a good main character die.
I can't see anybody else. I mean, because it would spark too much beef and
Torment may
controversy.
die at the wall though. I think the wall's gonna come down though with that dragon. That dragon. This is another question I have. How is a white able to go past the wall? I thought that
That's
spell
exactly-
Right.
was
but they
able to
would
stop
die.
them from coming through. Unless it's
There's
only
3 of
for.
them.
But yeah, but I wonder if it's
Sam killed
only for ice for only White Walkers specifically.
Well, no, because John killed a White Walker.
But that was beyond the wall.
No, I thought John killed one.
That was beyond the wall though. That was
I
beyond
thought-
the
I
wall.
thought
That was like
John
one of the
killed-
little small
What is
encampments.
beyond?
So what? Hold. I thought John killed one at the wall. It was trying to assassinate.
Right, but that was beyond the wall. That was like one of those small encampments, am I right? That was like one of those small little outposts, scout posts they had when he killed that White Walker.
I think that was at wherever Sam met Gil.
Yeah, that was out one of the outposts they got.
Okay. So Sam killed one inside the wall.
No, outside the wall. All the ones that they
Yeah,
killed have
he
been
was,
outside
he
the
was
wall.
north of it too. I think though, I mean, maybe them bringing the white past is because Bran crossed through.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
Night
yeah.
King's Mark
Or
is
he
passed
flew.
through.
Or they flew him over, maybe.
Yeah,
Flying
No,
over.
I'm thinking that White Walkers can't.
but the whites can.
The whites can though, because they're undead. Though you got undead people walking around there anyway. You got all kind of undead people there.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah,
why
well,
Cersei.
specifically
You
not.
know,
Here's the thing. If that's the case, then how come Benji couldn't come back? Because Benji's whole thing was Benji couldn't come back.
That's a good point.
Benji couldn't cross back over the wall because what was the phrase he always used to say? The dead can't cross the wall, and I can't cross the wall, or
Or maybe Benji didn't know he couldn't. Or maybe he
He just never
Maybe
tried.
he never
tried. He didn't put his hand out there to get burned real quick and to figure it out. So, do you have your deaths now?
I'm gonna go with Euron.
So you going
My
your
guess.
Raven?
Grey Worm.
What?
Oh yeah.
Wow,
I can
really?
see
The
that.
only black people we got on the show, you was gonna kill them all.
I'm not going.
No, you did though. You putting this out there. This is gonna be on the internet. This is out there. this is now.
I
There's
didn't say I like
There's gonna be
universe.
now a white
Universe.
supremacist
I mean,
Reddit
she's not
thread.
like she's not like choosing it.
No, she did. She just shows it. There's a white supremacist thread that's just popped up.
They
now.
are not about to
Grey
change
Worm,
how the
we want Grey
episode
Worm to
goes.
die. We only have
So
one
far.
black person left on the show though after Grey Worm. Melisandre. Which
Masandu.
Masandi? I like Melisandre. Damn, man.
Well, Melisandre.
I know it's the other one. I know. Too many names cross up. Man.
Dragon.
Drag on. No, we're not calling her drag on ever again. We're just drag on from now. Period. I might
Drag
put-
on the
You
dragon.
know what? I might put on Dragon's music before this episode, and not the normal one. Dragon featuring Juvenile from Rough Riders album from '99.
Hashtag-
Yeah, open up music.
hashtag drag on, hashtag them thrones.
You got us some new music. Drag on is the new music now. ain't it? The drag on is the music, though. I appreciate that. So no more deaths. So you. Let's recap. You said Dario.
Yeah, I mean, I got nobody. Yeah, I
or
got
maybe
nobody.
Sir Jorah. I don't know.
I think the shock is going to be no one of consequence dies in the season finale.
Jorah and his eternal friend zone will go down with this sinking ship.
Right.
I mean,
It ain't enough people to kill off. Not before season 7. I mean, season 8.
or do we get Clegane Bowl maybe?
Who?
Clegane Bowl, the mountain versus.
I don't think that's going to happen yet.
I mean,
No, I'm saying-
everybody is coming to King's Landing. Cersei is.
Well,
like,
that's what I'm thinking. Maybe.
Well, no, the Brotherhood's not coming. Only the Hound,
That's it.
Davos, and Jon are going, and obviously Danny.
but no,
And
you'll
Ace
have to see
Tyrion.
the
No,
preview for next week.
the Hound, Davos, Jon, Danny, and Tyrion.
Yeah, but I mean, like
Who's
other
going?
huge characters, like Theon is going.
Yeah, Theon's going.
think
Yara's
so?
there.
Yeah, the Unsullied are now there.
Oh,
Look,
I
he
didn't
got
think Theon was there.
for them people that want to know, he got the long chain from Hardhome.
Oh.
All those
Okay.
boats that they left. Remember they left out. Remember they
I
all
read-
left. They
I
left
read a
them.
bunch of stuff online that everyone was like, "Where did you get the chain?"
No,
Oh,
man, you gotta
man,
think about it. Remember they left all those boats just like, peace, we out of here, and they were all rode
Yeah,
on one
they
boat.
just-
You got all those chains and all those anchors from that one. Yeah, I'm gonna collect those
Yeah, but why would he have them available that quickly though?
because he got 1 million people, man. Like we ain't seen no giants. That
And
wasn't
he
even
clearly
everybody.
likes recycling.
He does like recycling. He is a manger with it.
So does the dragon now blow ice?
That's what we. I don't know. That's what we
Well,
gonna
I mean, it just
see.
would make sense with a battle of fire and ice.
I thought the ice dragons. I thought the lore was that they blow cold that could freeze a man in like a second.
Yeah.
Some shit. Yeah.
That's gonna be interesting to see.
Gonna
what's
blow
going
that
I mean, what would be the point of having an ice dragon that still
Now,
do fire?
before we even get out of here, do we think that Bran can warg into him and rechange him up? Like it's gonna be a battle, like of a wits kind of mystical thing of like battling over this dragon.
I mean, I don't see that. I'm not seeing one piece of evidence that suggests Bran could beat the Ice King. I'm sorry, the Night Watch.
Night King. You said Night King's been getting his ass
Every single time. You see that meme about when the Night King saw those crows?
Y'all see the one with Debo when it with the talking about that's my dragon punk.
Yeah.
For like for Friday, like that's my dragon punk. All right, we gonna wrap it up. Appreciate everybody all for listening. Raven, you will not be here next week, right?
I won't. I will send in my commentary from Hawaii.
You want to?
Yeah, I don't
Hold on, hey, what? You want Hawaii?
We're gonna do it. We'll do it in my crib next week.
Why are you going to Hawaii though? And why weren't we invited?
Vacation.
Why wouldn't you go to Hawaii?
I'm saying why weren't we invited though? We could have did the whole podcast in Hawaii. Right?
We can talk about
You
that.
know
as
what?
we
I
wrap
don't know
up.
that the budget for this podcast is
Yeah,
quite enough
look,
to-
if we doing that, man,
Hey,
I wouldn't be here for them to podcast.
Daryl
I'd
will be
be
setting up a GoFundMe page as soon as this is posted, so that the guys can come to Mount.
a last minute
Hey, guys,
$1,000 each ticket, one way.
I feel like such an asshole asking for that on a GoFundMe.
Yeah, got fucked up on that. That show is so goddamn great.
So
Somebody-
who wants to fund the Game of Thrones podcast in Maui? We'll take your donations.
Look,
George R. Martin, we're asking you, we know you're a loyal listener, send some of your mountains of money our way.
because the whole Raven putting the Reddit page up for the Great Worm being killed is going to go viral, and then they're gonna be like, a black person said it first. That's gonna be the first thing that's gonna happen.
And Donald Trump's gonna reach.
Thank y'all for listening. We will see y'all next week. Peace.